So today I'm again in a museum of modern art. This is the Museum of Recent Art in Bucharest. The whole exhibition is dedicated to a single artist, Dumitru Gorzo. Who has some interesting stuff that I would like to show you. So first of all, we have these wood reliefs that are made by carving into these layered plywoods. I don't know the exact English term for it. But these have a very striking effect because these multiple layers are exposed as different lines here, and depending on the angle, which you can see quite well here, the different layers of course appear as having different distances. So this exhibition starts here on the first floor and we will walk up. Sometimes I will go to the floor, so not as to film other patrons of the museum. On this floor, we also see some paintings. I'm not too much interested in them. Later on, there would be more interesting ones. But here we will see the wooden carvings without any paint on them, just as a precursor. We will see some more painted ones later on. But quite frankly, sometimes I prefer the ones that are not painted. In this room, we see more unpainted ones. I will only concentrate on the wooden reliefs. They're all done using the multi-layered wood. It is really quite a wonderful technique. Such a simple idea, but it is really a nice and striking effect. And somehow I'm almost more interested in the technique than in things he does carve. You will see probably a lot of penises and breasts, but maybe that is only me who sees them everywhere. And again, here we see the wonderful layering. I will try to film a bit from the side so that you can appreciate the depth. I will like me very much. There will be. So we are now on the first, up to the second and third floor, and I will finish this stream on the roof. And here again we have the wonderful multi-layered wood. I think I can show you easily now. And this is what you expect. This I don't know what the English word for it is. I do have to do something to highlight the blacks at the border here to make the lines more visible. But this is really a striking effect that I quite enjoy. Later on we will see some of these more painted, but I also already love these ones that are unpainted and rough. I will now walk to the other room. On this floor, there's always a short precision. You see some nice wood on the bottom here. And these carvings are done in a different style. They are painted. We don't see the wood below anymore. And his pathway is also quite striking. So in this room, we see a completely different style that the same artist does. And the first thing that struck me about these paintings that they seem like paintings that you have this 3D effect that you're supposed to see with 3D glasses. And upon closer inspections, it is similar like this. I think it becomes very striking here on this one. That really looks like one of these blue-red 3D paintings. And if you look a bit closer, you can see that indeed there's 2 layers of paint. Here we have like an orange and a bluish with some hues that are nearly identical. And of course, I was wondering what type of masking or stencil he used. I was even thinking at some time that he might have done this by hand, but the repetition is too similar. So this does not really translate too well to the camera. But in real life, this 3D effect is quite nice. Oh, and here you can also see some more of his wooden carvings. I will not show you down there. Down there is a cafe. And here we have some body parts. Camera doesn't really pick up. I don't know why the head is so bright. And this one is also quite nice, and you can see the stenciling quite well. And thank God the questions were answered when I looked into this little nook, and you can see how he did it. So there's a mesh that he used, and he used some paint that is not rubbery, I think. And this is the way how he created a stencil. And with this stencil, he was able then to duplicate the prints. Quite nice. Oh, and this one is also quite interesting. So this one looks like he did some testing, to be honest. So the oval shape is quite nice, but these bruises, they look like he was just playing around and testing his tool, whatever it was, to see how it looked when going deeper. Okay, let's go up one stair. I have to make sure not to film anybody. There's a little in between the floor here. And here you can see the first of the painted ones. So this is painted in a clear color. I will show it to you later. These carvings use a different style of wood. It's not the multi-layered ones. And quite honestly, I don't like it as much. They are still quite striking, but I miss the effect. of the multi-layers. Now going up the first flight of stairs, and right here we see a very nice piece that is one of the colored carvings. I hope the camera will adjust a bit. I think now, yeah, now you can see it quite well. Now the carving is done in a similar style. The wood is prepared with a layer of paint that is on top of the wood. I think it might be some sand or some kind of texture. But the overall effect is really quite nice. Some more of the same type of stencils paintings. I will skip over those sometimes and concentrate on the carvings, even though some of these stencils are also quite nice. But I am here more for the 3D wooden parts. And here we see another painted one. Really nice. I, of course, see a man who has an erection, but I don't know if that's just me. Sorry for the coughing, I'm still a bit sick. And I can see that my camera is not the best concerning the light. This painting is quite nice. It's not in a stencil style. And we see a lot of nipples. And another painted carving here. I've now walked through the passageway. That is again leading to the other room. This is very interesting. This is a quite tight space, I would think. And while walking through it, you immediately get the feeling, oh shit, I don't want to touch anything that you get in a museum. So this I found very interesting while walking through here. Oh, how can I hold my arms to not accidentally touch the paintings? It is really quite tight, and I will walk through it. The painting themselves, I don't mind too much, but the tightness, having them left and right, I think this is the best thing about this arrangement. And here we see another one of the stencils that he uses. And fine mesh. Oh, that probably does a nice MARe effect on the camera. Okay, we are now on the second floor, and this is actually the piece I found the most interesting. So this is for me the highlight of the whole exhibition. Let me see if it's better like this. Yes. It is another one of the wooden carvings. I really love the coloring. And I cannot really say why. And I don't know if it translates well to the camera, but it really gave me a little pause, and I really love it. So I do hope that this would automatically maybe be the thumbnail of the stream, but we will know. So this is definitely one of the thing that I really like the most about this exhibition. There are some other interesting carvings here. They are single colored. We have some more paintings. And here we have a very interesting painting that I also would say is the one I enjoyed the most. Oh, but we also here we have a nice colored carvings. So this one I enjoyed mostly. It reminds me a lot of the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask game. I don't know why. I have never played it. I will play it at some time. But I think the mask in that game looks quite similar to the faces that we see here on this painting. Here's another carving. Oh, and this one is also really, really wonderful. So the beauty of this one, and it unfortunately probably does not translate well to the camera, is the coloring. It is such a beautiful blue, shades of blue. And it really, really makes it very special to my mind. But I think this is also something that will always translate not as well to the camera. Here is the narrow pathway again. Nothing much interesting. Let's go up again and take a last look at this wonderful piece. Oh, this one is also quite nice. Go up the stairs. So there's only one other level and a beautiful terrace up here where we will then stop the stream. But before we go outside on the rooftop terrace, there you go, this piece. This is also a bit video gamey. It looks like something in a video game that you fall down where you don't try to touch the walls or something. Really very nice. Now here we have a throwback to the first level with an unpainted piece that shows the multi-layers again. Some paintings. A foot. And a nice carving. So that's it for the artist. I will now go to the terrace, show you a little bit of the roofs of Bucharest. And before that, of course, a nice little guardian who definitely does have a nice erection down there. So I think after the camera is adjusted to the daylight, I will just give you a short overview. This terrace is quite beautiful. And Bucharest does not really have a great skyline. It is an interesting mix of modern buildings. like you see here, or the ones we are in, an older, like here, communist era buildings. So I would really say the city is still in a very, very transitional phase. You still see a lot of broken things, but also a lot of new and repaired stuff. Oh, and we even see a small swimming pool back there. Yeah, we have our guardian again. So this terrace is quite beautiful. And I will say goodbye in a second once after we looked at the rest of the skyline here. Again, new apartment buildings here. We don't see any of the old ones, so this area is really quite nice. And I will leave you with, oh, you can see me here in the mirror. I will leave you with my reflection in the mirror. Have a great day. Bye bye.